Hey guys, welcome to Black Ambassadors of Change. This is the final show for the year, and what a year it was. This year has been very tumultuous. We're going to do a little bit of a recap of a year that was full of ups and downs, mostly downs, with a few ups. And we're going to just recap that a little bit. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, make a comment. What I would like you to do also is to just tell us which shows that you enjoy the most during the year and what you would like to see in 2021. And anything else you would like to say, just make a comment, guys. It's very important. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about the show. We're going to talk about what was, and maybe just talk about what we intend to do in 2021. Black Ambassadors, stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a few shows that really actually I found captivating, interesting, however you would like to put it. First one was the show on cryptocurrency. The reason I chose that show is because when I did that show, cryptocurrency was about 11,000. Cryptocurrency now is more than 23,000. So just think about that. If you had listened and if you even took the chance of investing at that time, you would have more than doubled your money. Just think about it. Opportunity only knocks once. When an opportunity comes along, you need to take a look at it and research it and see how it applies to you. Again, cryptocurrency was $11,000 to $12,000 when we did the show. It's now double that. All right, so let's do a little recap and take a quick look at the cryptocurrency show and see what we said at that time about cryptocurrency.
I am an IT technician. I've been in IT for about 20 plus years. I'm also a writer as well, and I began to start my investments about 10 years ago. I first started to invest in cryptocurrencies about 3 years ago. It has been pretty good for me. I'm not rich off of it, but it's fun and it's something new, and it's exciting. And I love to share the information and allow people to explore that as well.
All right. So tell us how long you've been doing cryptocurrency and how is it going?
I've been doing cryptocurrency for about 3 years now, and it's an emotional thing. I mean, it's like. Sometimes I call cryptocurrency my ex-girlfriend.
That's interesting. How so? Explain.
Because you invest for so long. Like I at one point, I had Bitcoin, holding on to Bitcoin for so long, waiting for it to hit to the moon, and then it'll touch like if you start your investment at 9,000, and it hits 10,000, you're like, all right, I made a little money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna wait till it goes up, and then it drops all the way down. You're like, come on, what are you doing to me? So now when it goes back up, you're like, you know what, forget this. I'm gonna take my money out. I'll make my $50. And then it shoots up. So it's a very volatile system, and you just have to get used to the waves and the pitches and the troughs. And I hate to say it right now, it's a pump and dump market. A lot of people, the majority of people who are investing in Bitcoin, I don't think they really understand what Bitcoin is and what it means. It's actually a revolution against currency across the world. But right now, people are just trying to make money, and that's fine too.
Okay, so you mentioned that it's a revolution against currency around the world. So in that case, how is the government reacting to the whole cryptocurrency movement right now?
They don't like it. They don't like it one bit, and it's not going anywhere. Cryptocurrency is not a business. There's no CEO. There's no president. There's no Bitcoin building that you can go and visit. Nobody owns Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to be here forever unless all the electricity dies on Earth.
Yeah.
And they know that it's an autonomous system. It's kind of like artificial intelligence, and they know that, and they beginning to do little regulation here and there, allowing people like Coinbase is a wallet that now you can use in the United States free. There's no consequences. So the government is slowly implementing some regulations so that you can go and freely invest in Bitcoin. But it's a competition against currency all over the world.
So that being said, then who is responsible if something goes wrong? Who do you hold accountable? If something goes wrong, for instance, you have some maybe theft or fraud, who do you hold responsible for that?
So if you're investing through Coinbase,
Yes.
Coinbase is held responsible. Coinbase, let's say.
And explain what Coinbase is, please.
So Coinbase is kind of like Ameritrade or
Gotcha.
Scottrade.
Gotcha.
It's a platform where you can search and see, you can browse and watch different coins as they go up and down, and then they allow you to deposit money, and then with that money, then you can buy your cryptocurrencies within that Coinbase platform. If you, let's say, if you have a lot of gains, you make $25,000, and you withdraw that money, you're going to be taxed on that money.
So that was going to be my next question.
Yes.
Since it's a legitimate platform and it's commercial platform, then your income is going to be tracked by the government. So it's no longer sort of like an underground sort of investment strategy you
Yeah.
have. You have a mainstream strategy at that point,
Yeah.
correct?
So it's only tracked by the government if you withdraw.
Gotcha.
If you in there and you trade in,
Yeah.
you fine. The minute you take your money out,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, where does money come from?
Yes.
So
So it's sort of like a 401k or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Hey guys, another show that really made an impact on me was the show on mental illness. Mental illness is a big problem in our community, in the country as a whole, and a lot of times it's not addressed in a sufficient manner. So we attempted to do that, and we spoke about it and gave some pointers on mental illness, and I found that show to be very intriguing and enlightening, and I hope you did as well. Let's take a quick look at that show. So this week we're going to discuss something a little on the serious side. Not that the other week's topics weren't serious, but this one is a little bit more near and dear to my heart. Because during this lockdown period, I know a lot of people are out there and they're suffering in silence. And I just wanted to give a couple of tips this week of how to recognize when one of your family members, your friends, or even yourself might be going through some depression. And COVID have basically exacerbated a lot of depression or latent depression that a lot of us were experiencing, and it has become a lot more pronounced now. So I just wanted to take the time out to talk to you guys about recognizing some of the symptoms of depression, maybe even in yourself, and maybe by recognizing the symptoms, you'll be able to get some treatment or some help. One of the first things that you may notice from somebody who's going through depression is their withdrawal socially. Especially if that person was a very social person and all of a sudden they stop reaching out, they stop socializing, they stop calling. That might be an indication that some kind of depression might be going on. Two, if they're going through maybe a divorce or a breakup from a relationship, or even unemployment. A lot of people were laid off And believe it or not, New York City have a lot of single people, and their jobs happen to be one of the few areas they may get to socialize. So not being at work, some people may look at it as a good thing, but it affects others in a very detrimental way. So losing their job, losing the relationship during this period can bring on depression in a lot of people. Acting out of character, again, similar to number one, but if that person is outgoing and all of a sudden they're not, or they're snapping at you for no reason, short-tempered, when you talk to them, maybe one word answers, very short with you, that might be an indication also. They may also behave reckless. So you may notice they're taking unnecessary risk, maybe doing things that's harmful to them emotionally, physically, and not caring about the consequences of it. That's also an indication that that person may be going through some kind of depression. Also, I know we're going through some bleak times, but if you notice that person is talking overly bleak, they're overly pessimistic, another indication, guys. Focus on that, talk to that person. Complaining about sleeping, if they're never complaining about sleeping, all of a sudden you're hearing them say, hey, I can't sleep, I haven't slept in weeks or days, that's usually an indication something is going on, your mind is working overtime, and you're unable to decompress, you're unable to really rest and let your brain and your mind rest. So those are all indicators of onset of depression. They may also appear to be on edge, you know. So if you see one of your friends, they're on edge with everything is pushing them over the top, then you know depression also might be one of the issues and not just that issue that's going on.
Hey guys, so another show that really stuck in my mind was the show on how to start your business and what are the pros and cons of owning your own business. Again, you know, that show was very illuminating. It informed me of a few things that I wasn't aware of, and I hope that you got some information that you weren't aware of and that was useful to you.
He's a world traveler. He's a homeopathic specialist. He's a Orisha priest. He is also a business entrepreneur. He's an expat. And he's a documentary maker. So welcome to Black Ambassador of Change, Jamel.
Thank you.
So how are you, man?
I'm good, bro. You know, I'm really happy to, you know, I like what you're doing, you know, and so it's good to support you and just tell our stories. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So appreciate it.
All right, thank you, man. So just introduce yourself. I tried a little bit, just talk to the people, tell them a little bit about yourself, and then we'll proceed from there.
Well, I mean, you gave a good introduction, so, but yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, also a spiritual consultant, advisor, traditional herbalist, Reiki master, traveler, foodie, filmmaker. I have a YouTube channel as well, and I just really, you know, for me, a lot of my work is really about just helping change people's lives and helping people heal. So a lot of stuff that I do have to do with healing, whether it's spiritual, whether it's, you know, traveling and you know, exploring other cultures and different things like that, or showing people films that document, you know, people's healing journey and things like that. So yeah. It's all related.
I got you. So let's talk about the entrepreneurial part of your life. Since we're gonna try to do some segments on him, try to do a couple of episodes with this brother because it's a little bit too much. I don't want to jump around. I want to kind of focus in on each subject separately. So let's talk about the entrepreneurial part of your life. I know you were working in administration in the city educational system. What motivated you to say, I'm just going to give all that up and strike out on my own and start my own business?
Right. So, it's a long story, but I'm going to make it real short.
Okay.
So I was working as a director of HR and operations in a charter school.
Right.
And, I actually enjoyed my job. I wasn't the type of person who, have a job and I don't enjoy what I'm doing. I love working with the people that I was working with. And that's very important.
Right.
I was at the point where I was making money that I was proud of. Right. So that was good. And while I was doing that, working for the department, I also worked for the Department of Education.
Yeah.
They gave us the opportunity to you get a lot of vacation.
Right.
One of the reasons why I stayed this so long.
Right. Yeah.
You literally get like 2 months of vacation.
Yeah.
And so that allowed me to be able to do things, such as do trainings. While I was working in administration and working in HR, I was still doing things on the side.
Another show that I really enjoyed, or I thought was, how would I say, made an impact, was the show on the election. The election this year was very, very tense and full of drama and full of anxiety and historical. We had the first African American / Indian American / Caribbean American / woman vice president. So I think that show and the whole process up to the election happens to be one of my favorite episodes because it showed the president's inability to run the country. And Joe Biden carried himself with a lot of dignity, a lot of intelligence, and a lot of competency. So I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed politics on the whole. I know most of you probably don't enjoy politics, but I do. And that show, I should say that those shows made a big impact on me.
So the smile on my face you're seeing, it's not because I just brushed my teeth or I just got my teeth cleaned and I wanted to show off my pearly white. Today I have great news. Joe Biden is officially President of these United States. And today we get rid of the demon. Today we can start anew. I'm sorry guys, but I just had to get this off my chest. For 4 years, every day we had to wake up to something. The president said this, the president said that, the president did it. For 4 years we waited for this day to happen. It's finally here. It's time for us to celebrate. Get it out of our system. We've waited long enough. It's a chance to start new. It's a chance for us to bring the country back together. It's a chance for us to move on from this daily drama this guy has put the country through. It's a time for us to think optimistic about the future. It's a time for us to heal this country. It's a time for us to heal the relationship with our allies overseas. It's a time for us to bring everybody together because this country is very fractured. As you've seen, almost 50% of the country decided that this man was doing a great job. And what's even more troubling, some of those folks are new Trump voters who didn't vote for him the last election. What's even more troubling, more brothers voted for Trump this time. More white folks and more women voted for him. So there's something fundamentally wrong in this country. Something is going on. And we need to figure this out. We need to figure out how to heal this country. But I have to say this also. Joe Biden owed a bunch of gratitude to black women. He owes a bunch of gratitude to Georgia and Philly because they came through. Stacey Adams, she came through, for African Americans and the country. So we need to keep that in mind. We need to figure out what we want from this election.
We need to sit down and have a frank, heart-to-heart talk with Joe Biden and his administration and say, hey, we have very specific problems in our community. I know we want to help the whole country, but by helping disadvantaged communities, you are helping the country. Because whether you believe it or not, those communities are pulling the greatest statistics of the country down. So if you help those communities, you'll help the country as on a whole. We want training for our community, for our men. We want to have training centers in our community where they can learn a trade, be an electrician, be a plumber. And these things should be free of cost for those that want to pursue those things. Another thing I would like to do before we close off the year is to thank everyone that made this vlog possible. I would like to thank my two partners, Steve Diamond and Derek Hernandez. Thank you guys so much for all your help and support in doing this. I would like to thank all the people that participated in the vlog throughout the year. Matthew, Larry, Danny, Eric, Ebony, thank you twice for doing 2 shows with me. Gene, thank you. And then everybody who had anything to do with the show, I really appreciate your support. I thank all the people that logged on, who followed us, who commented. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I hope to bring you a lot more information in 2021 and to bring something that's gonna make your life better, not just bring you gossip, not just bring you salacious stuff, bring you things that's actually gonna improve your life. And I hope 2021 will be way better than 2020. I know this year was challenging, but I always tell people, throughout darkness, there's always a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. Because here we are, Black Ambassadors of Change. It came to fruition because of the pandemic. So out of the darkness came some light. So again, opportunities knock. Think about it. You really didn't think you were strong enough to make it through all the obstacles and the trials and tribulations you had to endure in 2020. But you're here. And your family, most of us, family made it. For those of you who lost your family, my condolences and my thoughts are with you. And to just tell you to keep the faith and to know and stay strong and take care of yourself. 2021 will be a great year. Guarantee that. We have to make it a great year, regardless of all the external circumstances. Again, we are Black Ambassadors of Change. Thank you and appreciate your love and your support. Most of all, thank you and keep tuning in. Tell your friends. I would like you to make a comment. Let me know what interests you. Let me know how we can make the show better and more informative. Again, Black Ambassador of Change, making change one person at a time. Thank you so much. Have a great year coming up. Peace.